Dean of Radiance cosmetic or Silver Quill Command cosmetic? Silver Quill Command it is. Fancy. Let's get the straight thugs. Okay. We're gonna hop back in the ladder. And hopefully pull together some wins. Opponent is Yungoon. We get to go first, so we will take that. Oh my goodness, and this is a fantastic hand. Kind of debauchery. We didn't earn this hand. Oh. We are, in fact, gonna do the opponent straight dirty. Oh yeah. On that mill plan, they are... Is it dragons, it looks like. And they're gonna have none of this. None of this. Sorry, yeah, I need to update the stream name. Maybe I'll take this opportunity while my opponent is sideboarding against me to go ahead and fix that. Best of 3 standard Dimir rogues. Yeetums. Don't know why we added Yeetums to the end of that, but we did it, and we're not going back. Okie dokie. So, Dispute's good. Stroke is probably not very good. They've got a bunch of dragons, so Epic Downfall's probably good. And I don't think they bring in escape cards against us. Probably do bring in some stuff that we can hit with Test of Talents then. And we probably just want all the removal we can get. Cards that are not great. Windrobbers aren't super great. Stroke. We're not going to bring in a second stroke, but it does hit their dragon. Actually, you know what? Let's drop Didn't Say Please for the second stroke. It's a little cheaper, and we're going to be on the play this time, so... Or on the draw, rather. So they're going to have a little bit of a mana advantage. Oh, my audio is very low. Okay. Yeah, I may have just been mumbling. Sorry about that, Ivrin. Also, howdy. Yeah, we'll keep this. It's not a great hand. We would like to see the crab, but it's got a little bit of aggression, some removal. It's bad, but not so bad that we have to send it back and lose a card. That audio any better? Much? Okay, yeah. Let's see, another land. We really don't need the extra land. So we'll throw that away. Punch him in the head. Look at that Disdainful Stroke. Naughty, naughty counter spells. Despicable. We have the answer to that Faceless Haven with our Heartless Act. We're not... Well... I guess we'll just go ahead and play the Triome for now. It'll let our castle come in untapped. But other than that, we're not doing too much this turn. Booping for 1. Mill a land, that's good news. Hopefully they needed that. The way they're highlighting over this Foretold card, I'm starting to think that it's just their draw spell. Sure, man. You know, I mean, what do they do on 4 mana that we actually care about? I guess they play their dragon. Like a dragon. We'll just let it go. We could have replayed our Windrobber, but... And they want nothing. They want to do nothing. We'll go ahead and jam this in here. I'm not really afraid of this being a counter spell anymore. They were highlighting over it like they wanted to play it potentially, so that kind of tells me that that's a that's their Behold the Multiverse probably, which is a sweet draw spell, but Frostbite. They want to shoot Our Lady. That's fine. Rip. See ya in another life. Go ahead and jam out our other Windrobber. And crack your land. If you fetch a blue, you can play your little doodle mitten right here. Sure. Sure thing. Okay, so you got lands. All those lands that we milled, those two lands, all for nothing. I mean, if you attack, I for sure trade. Okay, my turn. Ooh, Ruin Crab. You gonna counter it? Can you counter it? He couldn't counter it. Say goodbye to your precious cards. You suck. Oh no, they did bring in an escape card. We've made a horrible mistake. Oh no. Oh no. Ah, but they're on 1 red. They'll crack this for a red this turn probably and play their guy. Oh no. That's fine. Oh, they actually want to block. Sure, man. Sure. Take it. All the cards you want. Yep. So they're going to cast this Oct out of their graveyard next turn, for sure. They just grabbed their 2nd red to do it. That's going to make their graveyard much smaller, making some of our cards a lot worse. And they're going to get to ditch their hand and draw 3 new cards. Yup. Sure, bud. You know what, let's go ahead and craft it. We need to grab... Oh, actually, we can grab black or blue. Let's grab another blue for now. Could mill them a little bit. I'm sure they love to see that. I bet they would have liked to draw those 3 cards specifically. How many you got in the bin now? We'll try to fight over it. There's no way this is a counter spell. There's no way. Quit bluffing. They did have the counter spell somewhere else. That's fine. It's not fine because they cast it from their hand and they're about to discard their hand and draw more cards. But yeah, you're a friggin' ox. Why not? Okay. My turn. How many cards you got in the bin? 7? Okay. Oh, hey, look at that. That's more mill. So there's a really good chance that we just lose this game. We didn't bring in the board, bring in from the board our card that really deals with this stuff. So what we're gonna do now is essentially just try our damnedest to mill them out. They're at 10 in the bin, so we probably block with Windrobber. No, that feels bad. Attack with Robber, 100%. Let's go. Get it. Yeah. hype. Yeah, let's see. Gold Span Dragon. Alright. Okay, you resolve, unfortunately. We will try to shoot it. He's gonna get a treasure token. Oh, no counterspell though. That resolved very quickly. Very clean. We can take one hit off this. We won't block with, no, let's block with a crab. I'd rather not get blown out if this is like an Alrund's Epiphany or something like that. Okay. Probably should have cracked our Fabled Passage though. That would have been smart. Whoopsie. Let's make up for it by doing it now. Get out of here. Oh, yes. We would like to draw more lands. Okay. Now we're just gonna hang out. We'll try to block and draw with the Merfolk Windrobber. We really want this passage, so we need to do that before we crack the other passage, because that'll shuffle our deck. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, past the blocks. Beep. Block. And before damage, we will sacrifice. And draw a card. Mission complete. No damage. Alrund's Epiphany. Okay, so now we actually are kind of glad that we blocked with the Rune Crab earlier. He's going to get to attack with this dude again. And we have another decision to make. Do we block with the Rune Crab and plan to reanimate it again with Lurrus? Oh, and they're searching for removal. I guess we gotta let that go. We've got 4 more mana up. They really want to remove our Lurrus. They would love nothing more. Except maybe to just kill us. They'd really love to murder us with this Gold Span Dragon. That does seem awfully attractive, doesn't it? Okay. We're gonna have to let that one go. Past the blocks. Alright. What do we want to block? I think we just eat the 5 damage here again. Take 6 over here. Ugh. This is fine. This is fine. We forgot. We forgot to crack the passage again. No. All these mistakes. Oh, what a tragedy. And they found the removal for the Lurrus as well. Okay. This is fine. We'll just draw. Act like it didn't happen. We can go ahead and shoot the dragon. Honestly, I think we may just be dead. We may just be outright dead here. Try to draw a card. Okay, we've got 4 mana up. We can go ahead and play our blue spell now. Just in case they have mystical dispute in hand. And we'll try to Heartless Act on their turn. This is not going very well. Could have gone much better. Yep. Yep. Come on. Bring it on, big boy. Alright. Sure, take your treasure. Got a billion mana already. That's the block. We'd love to eat that. We'll block this. Honestly, if you draw 3 more cards at this point, it might actually be helping us if we miraculously top deck a crab. And we'll take the 6 again. Oh no, that's way more than 6. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. The truth of the matter is that if it's not a crab off the top, even if it is a crab off the top, we're probably just dead. But you never know. You never know. Land. Alright. GG. We'll show them what's in our hand. There you go. Sorry I betrayed you, Imitha. Wasn't playing Minecraft at all. Okay, so we bring in the 2 copies of Cling to Dust. That's the card we really wanted against them. I didn't bring it in last game because it is, honestly, it feels pretty rare that this Is It Dragons build plays the Ox. I don't know if maybe they all play it and I just never see it. But you see this more often in like Mono Red or Gruul a lot of the time. Not so much in the Dragons deck, but it is very good, so. Test of Talents. Yeah, there's plenty of stuff here with Test of Talents. Probably drop the Windrobber, go down 1 at least. Cards that are not very good. Epic Downfall's great. We're back on the play, so we can probably go back up on our Didn't Say Please, but that's not really necessary. We may just run it with 63 cards, as weird as that sounds. We want as many of these crabs as we can get, so. Okie dokie. Appreciate the hype. There, Ivoran. How do you pronounce that? Is it Ivoran? Am I saying that right? Or does it make an A-like sound? Opponent is deciding if they want to keep their hand. Oh no, they just sent a card back. Okay. That's fine. Don't expect them to kill our crab on turn 1, especially not with a Fabled Passage start. Now turn 2, we did see Fire Prophecy, so they very well may kill our crab on turn 2. Especially if they crack at the end of turn here. We attack with a crab, just for you. It was a Ivoran, not Ivoran, not Avaran. Okay, Ivoran. I mean, Daniel works too, but I like Ivoran. Ivoran. Ooh, it's got a nice ring to it. But I'll call you Daniel if you... Oh, by all means use it. Okay, wonderful. Yeah, he grabbed his mountain. Or they grabbed their mountain, rather. Yungoon could be anyone. Now, if they don't just instantly snap off murder our Rune Crab, we will just play a land. Okay. Do we crack here now, is the question. I believe we do. Go ahead and grab our black mana. Appreciate the love. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, that felt good. Ooh, ooh. Second black mana down. Mill a little bit more. Those are great mills. Great mills. We hit Alrund's Epiphany, the card that they would love to use to kill our crab. Goldspan Dragon. Ugh, beautiful. Just like we drew it up. And we get to punch him with the crab again for the disrespect. We'll send him an emote. Yeah. No, must protect crab. Crab protect and crab attack. Okay. Mill some more. They did not miss their land drop, which is fine. We're gonna try to draw 4 cards on them if they. we're not gonna attack this time. It seems a little risky. We won't attack into open mana. Oh no! No, they're gonna kill our crab. No. Alright. That's fine. You've done your job. You were a fine ally. A fine ally. An even better friend. Build a shit ton of their lands. Expressive Iteration. Ooh, I feel like we're gonna get to draw 4 cards this turn. Do they get an untapped land? Ooh. Oh man, I should have. Oh, this could be a blue mana. They could test of talents us. We haven't seen it yet, but that could be what it is. And it will feel so bad if they counter our dude. I should have cast that the moment they played their iteration because they only had a red mana up. Okay. And they for sure have a counter spell, right? Oh, but it didn't matter. We have the crab. Everything is going according to plan. Oh, stuff her. Stuff her and die. Well, there's that. But they have a ton of cards in their hand, so maybe they don't cast it this turn. And if they do cast it this turn, we for sure Baleful Mastery it. Okay. This is the best time we're gonna get to try to do this. And cracking now for a blue means they have Disdainful Stroke, and that's really unfortunate. Oh, not Disdainful Stroke, yeah, that's Dispute. That's really, really saddening. And now they get to play another land, crack it, and dunk dragon on our face. That's, ooh, gross. Yep. What a tragedy. Missed our window, and now we don't get to draw 4 cards, and the crab is dead. We will go ahead and try to shoot this while they're on just this one treasure here. It does tap for 2 mana because of the dragon, so they're probably gonna, this is probably saw it coming, more than likely, and cast for 2. And we will counter this in response. Okay. Fabled Passage. So we can kill the ox on their turn. Yep, go and play your ox. Yep. We're gonna wait for it to resolve, just in case they have a counter spell in hand, and they did. So now, even if they have a counter spell in hand, they have to, if we had done it before they discarded their hand to draw 3 cards, we'd have just given them a free card, basically. Which we're about to do anyway. Or play this on the cheap, they get to draw a card. Yep. Great. Oh my goodness. Okay. We're relying on the 3rd crab. Against the dragon. No! No! 3 crabs in the top 12 cards of the deck. And we drew how many Fabled Passage? 2? Man. We really botched up that turn when they played the first expressive iteration. And now I'm paying the price for it. So I tried to jam my into the story and got super punished with that Goldspan Dragon. The previous one. Okay. This is sorcery speed, so we're just gonna have to try. Beautiful. Okay. Windrobber, you can soak up a little bit of damage. Oh no. Do we play the Lurrus? I don't think so. I think we wait. Because if we play the Lurrus now and they just use their treasures to burn it out. Yeah, see, they were going to bounce something anyway. That's fine. Okay. But now, after we block and draw a card with Windrobber, we can play Lurrus, provided they don't counter it, and recast the Windrobber out of the graveyard. Okay. Yep. That's the block. We will block. Block the damage. Okay, sack. We got the Heartless Act, which I believe we could just go ahead and shoot. Shoot the Haven this time, just to prevent giving them any more mana. Though I'm not sure it mattered. Okay. True King of the Realm. Delivered. We'll fight over it. Lurrus the only thing keeps us in this game. Oh no. Bye, Lurrus. All coming down, being punished for a couple of bad moves that we knew were bad moves. And now it's just all unfolding. Clean. Card. Oh boy. All right. Come on. Come to daddy. Alright, how much damage is this? 8, 9, 10, 11. I can block a good little bit of it, provided they don't have the counter spell. Ooh. How do we deal with 4 creatures next turn? I don't think we do. Don't believe we do. Good game. wrapping this one up. Farewell. That's okay though. I mean, we'll take one loss after 5 wins. That's not bad. Though totally due to misplays. And that just goes to show this rogues deck is very fickle. You know, 1 or 2 misplays in a game and everything starts to spiral from there. We get to go first. Got the crab. We'll keep it. Sounds like a good deal. And our opponent mulliganed. What a beautiful day. No companions, so they're probably on aggro. They mulliganed really fast, so I'm not sure what they're on. Maybe this is mono red, but mono red keeps pretty much all of their hands. If they have 1 land, then they're rolling. Rakdos Sacrifice, it seems. Okay. Get a little more information. Ooh, blue-black. Dimir control? No. This is Grixis, I'm willing to bet. I would not be surprised if we saw some red soon. There's no way it's Dimir Sacrifice. But that is all we've seen so far. Hunt for specimens, sure thing. Take your token. They want to exile our crab. What a big old jerk. That's fine though. We do, however, want to go ahead and fetch out our black. Since we don't have any other lands in hand, and most of the time you can just chill on your Fabled Passage when it comes to crab, but we need that black mana if we're going to play any of these spells. Alright, deck. See these cool sleeves I put you in? These lightning bolt sleeves. Draw lands. Pass the blocks. No blocks. Crab can't fly. It's alright. Do we let the crab die? If they want to kill the crab. Bastion. Okay, well we for sure counter Bastion. That's like one of the surefire ways that the deck wins, so. Okay, alright, beautiful. Didn't even get punished. We're gonna play this on blue, so we've got our double blue for End of the Story. Now, no matter what land we draw, if we are graced to draw another land, no attacks from the crab, it's holding back the pest at least, then we can cast our Into the Story. And I think at this point our opponent must know that there's better things in this deck to kill with the Necrotic Fumes. Oh, but they're going to do it. They're going to go ahead and rip it off. No? Wow. So this is telling. This pretty much means that they only have black cards in their hand, probably. I don't know what they foretold. Maybe it's a counterspell since there's some kind of weird Dimir control list. Dimir Sacrifice? We'll go ahead and rush out our Soaring Thought-Thief. They will for sure snap off to try to kill this thing, though. Beautiful. Okay. What do they do on 5 mana? Ashiok? Village Rites? Huh? I don't know that they play Ashiok in this deck. Well, Ashiok makes creatures, so there's a little bit of synergy there if they're trying to be a weird creature deck weird sacrifice Dimir thing. What did they foretell? They want to draw cards. That's fine. Draw a couple of cards. Alright, have fun. Keep it real, Daniel. Thanks for coming and hanging out. They keep hovering over this card over here. Maybe, ugh. What is this? I mean, it can't be a counter spell because they're thinking about casting it, right? So, I'm gonna go ahead and fire off the Necrotic Fumes. Do we let this resolve? Yeah. We're gonna try to jam our into the story. The only good reason to let that resolve. And they're gonna hit us with Test of Talents or something. I'm gonna be very, very upset. We finally see it. The counter spell. So we are not going to play our beautiful into the story. That's for sure what that is. That's a counter spell. Saw it coming. That's what they foretold. Beautiful. Okay, perfect time too to see that get milled off the top. And they just keep fishing black mana out of the deck. They do not care. Okay. So we're gonna act like we want to destroy this. If they let this go, we're happy to see them let this go. Oh, it's taunting me. We'll buy our Lurrus and ship it back to them. Try to incentivize them to tap out and do something. They're on, what now? 6 mana? Not for specimens, okay. So they're basically just a sacrifice deck with some counter spells. Like, that's counter spells for the, you know, flavor. Counter spells just to do counter spells. We'll spook them. We'll say no attacks in turn. Oh man, we for sure have to jam and into the story this turn, right? Like, we have to, no matter what, we have to. They're gonna counter it, but if we just sit here and do nothing, then it... Okay. I'm gonna let that resolve. That's unfortunate, but we're trying to mill them out at this point. Thieves Guild Enforcer, just in case they decide that they want to counterspell something. They're not having it. Alright, into the story. Let's go. Go ahead and counter it. So we can cast our next one and move along. As long as it's not Test of Talents. Behold the multiverse, you sly dog. Look at ya. Sure, draw some cards. I'll draw some cards. It'll be great. Okay. Dude just jam threats out there. I mean, they might have board wipes, but next, get in there. What's he gonna do? Block? Didn't think so. I thought he had the counter magic. He did not. It was Behold the Multiverse the entire time. Fetchmore Witch. Okay. Whenever you cast or copy an instant, create a 1/1. Necrotic Fumes. What a jerk. You know what? Sure. Take it. Exile. What? I'm not afraid of you anymore. You messed up. Little G. Willikers. Batman. Oh yeah, this is over. GG's. Okay, blue-black. So they probably bring in Skyclave Shade against us. What do we want to do? They're the sacrifice deck. They don't have red, so I mean, they're not even playing Croxa, which is the thing that beats us a lot of the time. Take a better look at their deck here. They did have an Ashiok, so they did for sure run Ashiok. Veto? Okay. They got 2 of those. And the rest of this looks just like a normal. They got 1 Professor Onyx, it looks like. 1, 2 Bastion of Remembrance. Three Bastion of Remembrance. Okay. Bring it in just in case. They might want to like swarm the field, so the crippling fears are going to be better in the long run than, well, I don't, honestly, they didn't really have all that much going on. A Mystical Dispute might be okay, but we'll bring in the Test of Talents. Take out Windrobber. Drop didn't say please. Keep the Disdainful Stroke, it hits some stuff. Honestly, we'll just keep this as well. Ooh, okay. Drop didn't say please. Bring in Dispute, slightly better. Done. Let's go. Woo MTG! Welcome, Scrivener. Welcome. you made it for the magic. Oh boy. Well, we just we're playing best of 3, and just took a game from Mageslayer 666. So this is game 2 against them. They're on the play this time. We're gonna keep our hand because we've got the crab. Welcome to Magic's best card. Rune Crab. Oh man. What an edgy name, Ruin Crab. Oh, you mean my name? Ninjealous? Oh no! They murdered Magic's best card. Ah. Mage Slayer 666. Everybody's got edgy names around here. Oh, we do. They got one card in the graveyard. That's really unfortunate that they killed our crab. It's really unfortunate. Because we have, like, nothing going on in our hand. And we'll go ahead and counter this guy. Real Laceration Passage. Yeah, F in the chat. Man, screw this eye twitch. Eye bat creature. When it dies, you get to get a card out of your sideboard. So, that's the reasoning I'm going to use to defend my choice of... Actually, we're not going to play that. We're going to play this on black. Oh, 4 mana. Probably not doing too much. We're going to hold it to cycle this, draw a card. Another reason why I went ahead and countered this is that our Drown in the Lochs are only as good as the number of cards in the opponent's graveyard. And since our crab is dead kind of early on, we're not really going to be causing them to mill a whole lot. So that's, for the time being, that's as good as that card's going to get. We will draw a card. Oh. Do we play the crab with our only blue mana? I mean, if they counter this, that's kind of a win, right? Alright. And we do need another blue mana. We're not going to fight. Mill them a little bit. Ruin Crab, yeah. He's back for more. And he's pissed. Oh my god. And they're paying the student. They're going to let us draw a free card to kill our crab. That's actually amazing. And a horrible misplay on their part. Like, they should not be giving us more cards. He does hate the crab, and it's because I milled him out in game 1. Like, that's, the crab does work. It looks like a nice little crab, but yeah. But this thing, it mills 3 cards every time we play a land. Target creature on top of your deck, sure, dude. But and we've got some lands in here that basically you play it, and it doesn't tap for mana, but you sacrifice it to go get another land, so we get to mill them twice. And it's just the best thing, like, ever. Thieves Guild Enforcer, she's gonna go fuck his shit up here in a second. I don't believe he has counter magic. I honestly, as much as this man hates Ruin Crab, I feel like he would have countered it. We're gonna go ahead and jam this. Ooh, do we? We don't want you drawing more cards, so we're for sure gonna counter this. Yeah, take that. Play your bat. That's fine. Okay. Punch us for 1, that's fine. And we're gonna flash in our lovely Thieves Guild Enforcer. She lets resolve. Okay. Yeah, so basically the whole way this deck works, the objective is not actually to just mill them out, though we can do that. The objective is to mill enough cards in their graveyard to get them to at least 8 cards in their graveyard. And cards like Thieves Guild Enforcer and Soaring Thought-Thief get better if they have 8 or more cards in their graveyard. So that's the whole shindig. So we now have a 4/2 with Death Touch that cost 1 mana because they had 8 cards in their graveyard. Meanwhile, we're just, you know, coincidentally milling them. We're gonna see what they decide to get with this. Necrotic fumes. Okay, so they're gonna want to try to kill one of our dudes. They have to sacrifice a creature to cast this, though. And we may honestly just test a talent set. This only counters instants and sorceries, but once we have countered an instant or sorcery with it, we get to look at their hand, their graveyard, and their deck, and exile all copies of whatever thing we countered with it. You know, though, we're actually just gonna drown, though. Because they got Necrotic Fumes out of their sideboard, so there's a really good chance that they actually don't have any more copies in their deck. Oh, you gonna counterspell? That's fine. Yeah, sure, man. Sure thing. Yeah, it's really good. The crab returns. It's really good against people who only have, like, 1 or 2 good cards in their deck, and they run like 4 copies of like 1 or 2 good cards, and then, you know, we hit them with that, and now we've eliminated like their ability to win. So he foretells this thing, so this could be a counter spell or a draw spell from what we've seen of their deck. 38 cards. We're gonna play crab. Okay. Goblin Grenade. Dude, fuck Goblin Grenade. Wholeheartedly. Into the Story is another one of our key cards. I'm glad it showed this to us. So it normally costs 7 mana at instant speed to draw 4 cards, but if they have 7 or more cards in their graveyard, it costs 3 less. So we pay 4 mana to draw 4 cards. We're going to keep that on top. Goes without saying. Okay. So, we're going to end turn. This may still be a counter spell. If it was a draw spell, I feel like he would have cast it. There's no reason for him to not have. Except if he's afraid that we're going to counter it with our open mana. Which we for sure would have. And now we're the beatdown currently. We're okay with the current array, so we don't really have to do anything new. It's on them to make a change to the board. Because we're happy with the status quo, so we're just going to keep doing our thing. And until they do something, they're going to take 3 damage every turn. Until they die. Board control is very nice. Okay. Just gonna keep jamming in there. We're gonna play this as a land. Mill them a little bit more. We don't really need it at the moment. We only have 1 creature in the graveyard, so. It's Agadeem's Awakening. It is one of the newer cards. It's a spell land, so you can either play it as a land or cast it as its spell side. And the spell side is this big clunky spell that lets you reanimate some creatures. But we only have 1 dead creature at the moment, and it's just Rune Crab, honestly, so. Okie dokie. You have exactly 1 more turn, my friend, to do something. You're just dead. Yep. Rip. Just Rune Crab. The disrespect on a Rune Crab. You clean up your act. F. I mean, honestly, F in the chat for just Rune Crab. Oh man. Rune Crab's cool and all, but just one Rune Crab on the board is enough. I wasn't gonna tap out my mana to cast Rune Crab to give this this person the opportunity to thank you. The last game was not a clean win. I made like one mistake early in the game. I noticed it as soon as I did it, and it cost me the game. Like the whole thing spiraled out of control from there. It's horrible. I'm gonna hop into another one. Butterfly effect, yeah, for real, for real. It was really, really bad. And then when I missed my opportunity to cast a specific spell, I knew it, and I was, oh, we get to go first again. Nice. This is an okay hand. Probably too much land, really, for my liking, but we'll keep it. See, this hand is keepable because they have Yorion as a companion, which means they're playing this big, slow, clunky deck with 80 cards in it. So we're not going to mill them to death, more than likely. Our plan is to beat them to death, and our Thieves Guild Enforcer and Soaring Thought-Thief, perfect combo to make that happen. We are actually going to go ahead and jam the Soaring Thought-Thief, just because we know what we're playing against. Normally, since he's got Flash, I'd wait to do it till their turn to dodge like sorcery speed removal. But they're like playing a ramp deck that's really slow. So we are for sure going to take 100% advantage of that. Our people are going to get buffed this turn. They did nothing on their turn. They didn't play any 2 mana spell, but they've got black mana up, so they're probably going to kill one of our people. Ooh. They let us hit them, and they're going to let us end the turn. You're not going to Heartless Act or anything? Omen of the Sea. They don't have any removal in hand. We're going to possibly run away with game 1. Because them trying to draw cards, and the fact they bottomed both of those cards, that's really good news for us. Cultivate, and they're still mana ramping. Yeah, it does look really bad. They have a ton of removal in their deck, but if they don't have it in their hand, what they're trying to do, by the way, they are trying to ramp up to 7 mana at least to cast this big spell called Emergent Ultimatum. It lets them go through their deck and pick 3 of their best cards. I put one of them back in their deck, and they get to cast the other 2 for free. And a lot of the times, they just win on the spot. Like, that's how their deck works. Rune Crab. Okay. So we... Ooh. Do we play the Rune Crab? I guess we care less if the Rune Crab gets wiped. Yeah, we'll play Rune Crab for now. Build them a little more. They also run like big board wipe type spells, like we just milled over one, Shadow's Verdict. This card's really bad for us. Exiles all our creatures and all the creatures in the graveyard, so we can't even bring them back. So, and we don't have counter magic up. Unfortunately, so I mean, if they have the board wipe, then they're just gonna get us. So we're gonna go ahead and draw 2 cards while we can. If they don't have the board wipe, then I mean, that'd be nothing less of a miracle, but Shadow's Verdict, yeah, so they had the board wipe. Honestly, this deck is really, really good. Their deck is very popular at the moment. It does a lot of very clean shit. We want to go ahead and get another threat on the board. Because they're going to try to stabilize, and they play really, really big, powerful spells. Especially like in the late game. Like this big motherfucker. It's gonna punch us for 6, which is fine. We're just gonna let that happen. It's got trample, so I'm not gonna bother blocking it. My turn. Okay. We will exile this dude. You can draw a card. Play Temple. Another Windrobber. Probably not the way. We're gonna hold open 3 mana. I'm not playing Rune Crab or Windrobber this turn because our counterspell is 3 mana at the moment. Valky probably takes our Windrobber. We're just gonna have to let this go. He could take Rune Crab, but he's going to get to look at our hand and take one of our creatures, and then he can pay mana later to turn his creature into a copy of the creature he took. Yeah, takes the Windrobber. That makes sense. So now I can pay 1 mana, turn his Valky into a copy of it, so he can block our Windrobber. And we probably take the trade, honestly. Like, we're going to draw a card. But yeah, it's not super complicated. Their deck isn't very complicated to play at all. We're looking for Drown in the Loch. No more land, please. We really, really need to just seal up this game before he gets his big old sorcery spell. Check out his graveyard for a second. We've actually milled 2 of his ultimatums, but he has 4 in the deck. So we haven't milled over a whole lot of his win conditions. Valky is one of those. He has a flip side that's this gigantic planeswalker they get to cheat into play. We killed their Vorinclex earlier. They kind of desperation cast him. Oh, we exiled it. That's right. The Extinction Event. Ah. So we're gonna let this go. He can have our Rune Crab. That's fine. Yep. Jerk. We'll go and slam the Soaring Thought-Thief. If he has instant speed removal, then it is what it is. But we will take the free murder. Pays 1, he'll sacrifice it with the Windrobber ability to draw a card. But that means he does not have Binding the Old Gods in his hand. Draw your card. We're looking at a real desperate... Yeah, F Crab. Sorry, Crab. Alright, we got our Drown. Things are looking up. We probably don't want to play the Windrobber back down yet. Just because they're looking at like sweepers. They clearly don't have the instant speed removal. I mean, he maybe does. He maybe does. Soul Shatter. Sacrifice a creature, the highest mana value. Alright, alright, alright. We will tell him no. He's trying. Melt some more cards. Now the reason I went ahead and counterspelled that, even though he could turn around and try to slam an ultimatum, is because he's so close to dead which he did try to slam the ultimatum. We're going to see if we can counter it. We did. That's 3 down. He probably scoops right here, honestly. No scoop. Means he still thinks he has it. Alright. What are we looking at right now? We're gonna play the Windrobber, buy the Lurrus, pass the turn. He's on 1 life, has Binding the Old Gods, which we let slide. Even if we sacrificed the Robber and found a counterspell and countered it, if he has a second removal spell in his hand, which he targets the Windrobber, sacrifice it to draw a card. Okay, that's a draw spell. That might seal the deal right there. Extinction Event, again. He wants to exile our boy. That's fine. We can't do anything about it, is a better way of putting it. Huh. Could have been intentional, because he was going to scoop anyway. Or he may have just said, he may have just scooped because he accidentally named odd. Our Windrobber is a 2 mana, so it's even. But, so that's game 1. Game 2, we're bringing in the Skyclave Shades. Lots of counter magic. Cling to Dust. Oh, we do not want that deadweight. Epic Downfall. Sure, we'll bring it in. And the Windrobbers, actually the Ruin Crabs are kind of bad here because they're a 70 card deck or 80 card deck, so we're never going to mill them out. Like, that's not going to happen. So we're flushing out the Ruin Crabs in this matchup. Let's see. Normally I would take out this copy of Didn't Say Please if we're bringing in other counter magic, since we're going to be on the play and they're going to have mana a little faster than we are, but because they're so slow of a deck, we're going to keep it in. We're still at 65 cards. I guess our next worst card is Of One Mind. We'll shave 1. Goodness. Maybe Epic Downfall is not that great. I mean, it hits one of their cards that they're almost certainly going to bring in, so I'm gonna leave it. Goodness. Windrobbers go next, I guess. And we'll leave it at 62 cards. This is fine. We draw a surprisingly high number of lands for the 23, 24 that we run in the deck, so good start. We've got the Thieves Guild Enforcer, Soaring Thought-Thief combo. Got a Cling to Dust, so if we mill over one of their escape cards, then we can get it out of their graveyard. Looks tasty. Second Soaring Thought-Thief. We're going to see a lot more removal this game coming from them than we did last game. Yeah, see, they didn't even try to mana ramp on their turn 2. It could be that they just didn't have it, but it is almost certainly because they're wanting to Heartless Act and just shoot our creature. Did not Heartless Act. Okay, so we're gonna just attack. Last time I jammed out the Soaring Thought-Thief to get the extra mill. I'm not doing that this time. I'm going to kind of hint that we have another card. Omen of the Sea. Okay, so they led on Omen of the Sea again. This is fine. And we will flash in Soaring Thought-Thief on their turn. No reason to do it. Actually, there is a reason to do it now. Because if they have Jawari Disruption, we don't want to get him countered. Crippling Fear. That's cute. He brought in more board wipes against us. And Maze Mind Tome. He's going to get to draw some extra cards off that. And he may have the board wipe in hand, so we're going to leave our threats exactly the way they are right now. He probably wants to play a black mana this coming turn. And either Crippling Fear or Extinction Event. Extinction Event's not as good right now because we've got 1-on-1, which is odd, and 1-on-2. Even, of course. Does not play the second black. We're gonna counter this. We've got 2 Disdainful Strokes in hand. We're gonna burn one of them to keep the heat. Okay, and we drew our 3rd land. Thank goodness. I thought I was just saying that we draw a surprisingly high number of lands. He boarded in Negate as well. Interesting. We may just have a case of overboarding. They board in, or this person really hates aggro because they've got like sweepers coming in that weren't there last game. They just really, really hate aggro. I mean, that's what they lose to, so I don't think I've ever seen. I think we let this one go. He left open 1 blue, so he may have like, you know what? We'll just let it go. Odd. So they're hating on the Thieves Guild Enforcer. They may counterspell this. They left open the 1 blue, which kind of, and we already saw that they've got the Mystical Dispute. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. At the end of the day, the fight that we are fighting is against their big bad spell. They've got 11 cards in there. We'll go ahead and exile one of them to draw a new card. Okay. Probably a mistake playing that this turn, because it came in tapped. If I played the swamp first, it would come in untapped, but it's fine. We will mill them a little bit more. Hope to not hit a blue Granos. No blue Granos. Sweet. 3rd Disdainful Stroke. 1, 2, 3. Holy crap. Shuffler's fine. The Shuffler is fine. They want to scry. I'm actually kind of happy that they're using this to scry and not to draw. I think that's a mistake, but I think that they want as many cards against us as they can possibly get in their hand. Heartless Act. We have to let it go. Don't have a counterspell that hits Heartless Act in our hand this turn. Do we buy the Lurrus though? I think we have to. They might make us discard it. They're just going after the Yorion. So something I want to point out as well is that Magic the Gathering Arena has an auto tapper, which I'm just telling them I'm thinking for a second, which automatically taps your lands in what it thinks is the most efficient thing for the cards in your hand. So the fact that he has this forest means that he's got green cards but no blue cards, so he for sure does not have Mystical Dispute. Do we let him draw? No. They may have their big bad evil counterspell though. Or not counterspell, but you know what I mean. The big baddie. And we're gonna kind of pretend like we've got our Drown in the Loch in hand. It's because we could play Soaring Thought-Thief here, but we're gonna say no. We're playing mind games with him now. Scries again, definitely should have drew a card. Or he couldn't, he only had 1 mana. Gains his 4 life, that's fine. And we're going to put some stops. We're really trying to sell this illusion that we've got the counterspell, so he doesn't play his big bad thing. In reality, we can't even cast the counterspell that we have in our hand because we only have 1 blue mana. We'll let him exile the Lurrus. Gotta keep the illusion alive. Okay. If they don't do anything this turn, we're gonna draw a couple cards. They're on 1 card left. Sure. Okay. We will crack Fabled Passage, go get our blue. And draw with the Triome, probably. That's fine. More lands is not bad. That many lands is kind of bad. Play this on blue. And we will rinse and repeat. They get to draw a card. Pay close attention to their scries. Nothing on top. 2 to the bottom, and then they draw a mystery card. Best the Sea God. Black mana open. So it's probably a removal spell. They haven't done anything else. It could also just still be. What do we have over here? 8 cards. We got 20. Let's draw. Alright, they've had enough. We had to play some pretty major mind games in that last one because we did not have the counterspell when we really needed it. But if you've ever played against blue, blue always has the counterspell. So, and it's your job as a blue mage to enforce this myth that blue always has the counterspell. So we actually just made a horrible play by leaving open 2 mana, even though there was nothing we could do with it, and we didn't cast our creature. Yeah, living rent-free inside his head. It's their worst fear. Anyone who plays against blue but doesn't play blue, it is their worst fear that there's a counterspell all the time, every time. You get to open a pack. Draconic Intervention. I may at some point make a... there's a pretty cool Is It Dragon deck going around that plays this card. It's kind of like a control-y thing. It's not really a dragon deck so much, but... No problem, Scrivener. Flunk. I never know if this is good or not, but... 2 mana to kill just about anything if they've got their hand pretty empty. Doesn't seem bad, but... it does feel kind of situational. It doesn't matter that it's only 2 mana if you can't really use it in the early game a lot of times.
Be good against mono red, I guess. Cool. Alright, golden ratio. Draw a card, different power among creatures. Neat. Okay. Well, we're done there. We ranked up. Yee. Where are we at now? Back to Platinum 2? I say back to Platinum 2 because I had a horrific series of losses not too long ago. I was experimenting with rogues, trying to do some like weird different stuff, and oh man, you would not believe. Sorry, old Angel of Games. We'll go first. They're probably aggro, so all this removal looks good. Wish we had a crab though. Of one mind. It's probably slow, right? I don't know when we're gonna get the chance to cast that against like something like mono red. Not mono red. Might be cycling. Just a weird feeling I have that they're sitting on counter spells, but they are cycling after all. Okay. Well. Welcome back, Scrivener. We're playing against cycling. Their whole plan is to essentially, there's a bunch of cards in the deck that have cycling, which lets you pay a certain amount of mana, discard the card to draw another card, and then, you know, they're going to use cards like Flourishing Fox, who grows every time they cycle, and hope to finish the game with Zenith Flare, which is a 4-mana instant that we're going to try to kill this when he cycles. Heartless Act only kills creatures with no counters on it, and I didn't want him to cycle in response to put a counter on his thing, so we cleverly waited for him to do it. Go shields down so we could shoot his Fox. Yeah, so Zenith Flare is a 4-mana instant that deals damage to any target based on the number of cycling cards, equal to the number of cycling cards in your graveyard. So this is actually a really rough matchup for us because we're milling them. So it's also going to be very important that this person believes that we have the counterspell. The Drown in the Loch. Oh no. Okay. Well, that's bad. So in Probable Alliance, every time they draw the second card each turn, they create a fairy. A 1/1 fairy with flying. It, cycling lets them draw cards, so that's really bad for us. We don't have a way to interact with enchantments once they're in play, and the fact that we let that resolve kind of tells them that we don't have the counterspell. But they missed on their land drop, so there's that. But we can't expect them to miss their lands forever. Yeah, milling is not the entirety of our deck, but the fact that we are milling them they missed another land drop, and they didn't cycle anything that turn. But the fact that we are milling them means that we're putting cycling cards in their graveyard for free for them. So every time we coincidentally mill them, we make their Zenith Flare a little better. Normally they have to fill their graveyard on their own, but we've already put 19 cards in there. So by the time there's their land. How brave are they feeling? So they're recycling this turn, making some fairies. Okay. It's been a couple turns since I played in Probable Alliance, so we might be able to get away with them thinking that we don't have it. Or that we have it. There's that Zenith Flare. We've milled over one of them. It's got a nice little tag on it. It tells us how many cycling cards are in their graveyard. It's 11 right now, so we're not immediately dead. Would love to stop drawing lands. That's 2. Two Zenith Flares gone. 3 Zenith Flares gone. Okay. Maybe they just don't have it. Do you see that panic cycle? Oh no. They're gonna triple block our Soaring Thought-Thief. I think we have to let this go. We have a removal spell in hand that we could kill one of these fairies with, so our Thought-Thief lives. But if we do that, then they Zenith Flare us, potentially. You know what? What do we got in our graveyard? 3 Heartless Act. I think the jig is up. Oh, goodness. Okay, they got 23 cards left. No, we'll hold on. We'll hold on just a little longer. And so close to firing off that removal spell. It's the last card in our hand, too. I mean, that would just scream to them that we don't have it. And at this point, we are trying to mill them out. They've got 22 cards left. And we just hope that we get that counterspell before they grow the cojones to fire off a Zenith Flare at us. But they may just kill us with their creatures at this point. Uh-huh. Yep. Okay. You attack me for 1? Sure, man. That's cool. I'm gonna go and crack this. They have 1 Zenith at this point. Yeah, they can only have 4 in the deck total, so they can only possibly have 1 at this point. And the odds are starting to look pretty good that they do. That they have it. They've drawn 1 billion cards from cycling, so no tax. Turn. So like their answer to us is to try to kill us, present enough of a threat with the creatures on board that we have to fire off our counter spell, because it also is a murder spell, the one that we're trying to portray that we have. So they're trying to force us into playing it so they can just murder us at instant speed. And of course, we're not going to do that shit. So, yeah, it's like, and that's stupid that we're not doing that. Oh, man. Okay. Oh, this is really bad, though. We're like so close to dead, it's just not even funny. We're gonna jam this Soaring Thought-Thief in there. Have him mill some. Got you, Winker. Triple block me, do it. This is actually good. We've got Agadeem's Awakening in hand. So we're gonna resurrect some dudes probably next turn when we go for the W. They've only got 8 cards left in the deck. They officially have 25 cyclers in the graveyard, so they have plenty enough to kill us with one shot. High stakes, yeah. That's why this bluff is so important, because we don't have it. We don't have it by any stretch. And they're gonna keep drawing cards. They're making our mill plan better. But if we tap out at all, then they are going to try to instant speed kill us. Next to blocks, we will block here and here. Yeah, if he catches on, I'm super dead. Super dead. But this is the only way he wins now, and he knows it, so he also can't risk it. Okay, we're gonna draw a card with our handy dandy Castle. Yeah, go and draw another card. Getting yourself ever closer to death, my friend. Okay. So, he's at 1 card left. Or not 1 card, 3 cards left. Now we're going to try to paint the illusion that we have 2. All the while just sitting up a block. At some point though, and this may be the turn that we just die, he's gonna have to go for it, because he'll die either way if he doesn't go for it. So the bluff only goes so far. That last card in his hand almost certainly has to be it, right? But I think we have the win. We've got Baleful Mastery in hand. So what we're going to do is we're going to force him to draw a card. Okay, here we go. So we're going to attack with the Soaring Thought-Thief. It's going to trigger. He mills 1. Last card in his hand, for sure Zenith Flare. We say next, he has to cast it to kill us because he has no cards left. He's going to have to do it on our turn. And then we're going to stack on it with Baleful Mastery, but we're going to intentionally pay the lower cost, which normally is a bad thing because the opponent gets to draw a card. But we're going to force him to draw a card, and that's going to kill him. Feel the sting. And we never had the counter spell, not once. GG, my friend. GG. Okay. So we bring in the Disdainful Stroke. It counters 4 mana cards. What a sham. I know. I know it's a sham. We're going to bring in Test of Talents and Mystical Dispute. Cards that are bad. The Ruin Crabs are honestly super bad, but because we don't want to mill. We typically don't want to just go strict mill, but it's kind of hard to argue against it when you get to win with mill against them. That never happens. So, but that brings a question of what to take out. This Agadeem's Awakenings are like super nice, but not against them. But at its worst, it's a land. So I think we never cast this against them, but we don't really want to take out lands. I believe the real answer here is to take out probably 1 Rune Crab, 1 Merfolk Windrobber, and call it a day. Angel of Games. My good sir, you've been played. Or lady. I guess good lady. Or you're an angel, so you could just be androgynous as well. It's completely sexless. Okay. Saying it's actually pretty bad. I think we mulligan. This is only slightly better. We'll keep it. And this time we will throw away... yeah, Agadeem's Awakening. I have to go. Get out of here. Well, thank you, Scrivener. I appreciate that. It's not very often that I get to walk people through the scam. Because usually you have to keep... you have to keep that one a secret most of the time. They might be bringing in counter spells, so we're gonna go ahead and just jam our Enforcer in here. Yeah. Glass Casket. They boarded in removal. Traumatized them with the, and it was sorcery speed removal too, so that was totally on me that our Thieves Guild Enforcer got caught up in that. If I just waited until they're in step to cast it, then that would have went a lot better. But you never know what people are going to do. I mean, sometimes they bring in the counter magic. And that might be exactly what we're about to run into right here. A counter spell. Like an Essence Scatter, probably. Mystical Dispute, I mean that too, that's fine. That is totally fine. Alright, we will pass it along. No mana goes wasted against the cycle deck. They're just going to draw a billion cards anyway. We will counter this time. It was actually a tragedy that the last game this thing got to resolve. They get so many creatures, like it's so easy to get run over. Okay. No fairies here, not today. Maybe, just maybe, get to just beat them to death with Thieves Guild Enforcer. I don't think so. I don't think it's happening, but we're actually drawing our counter spells, so we're happy about that. Glass Casket. Nope. We don't have a way to interact with resolved enchantments or artifacts. Ah, we still may be betting on a lie. I wouldn't say that it's over just yet. We will happily trade with this. They're probably thinking the same thing. Okay, so we're going to take the turn off to just draw some cards. And hope that they don't play another Improbable Alliance. Because we're probably not going to get a better opportunity to do it, and if they cast their Zenith Flare right now, it doesn't even kill us, so... Ooh. Okay. We'll play it. Can't do anything with it this turn. Yep. Just hoping that they don't draw another Improbable Alliance. I won't be able to rely on that forever, but I'm hoping. They draw so many cards, so. Path. Okay. We are back online. Alright, mill some cards. You filthy animal. Alright, we've milled a third of his deck. We're going to check it out a little bit, see what we've milled over. One Mystical Dispute. So he has counter spells, but it's all in the form of Mystical Dispute, probably. Rune Crab MVP. And now we just hope to draw some lands, which we did not do. No attacks. In turn. Oh, goodness. Yeah. It's kind of painful that they're getting to do their thing and we're not. Just one more land. One more blue land. And I'll be mostly happy. I wouldn't say too many, Scrivener. I'm always happy to have them. Don't get me wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. We scammed him out last game though. Like, we robbed the entire bank. Left him with no dignity, nothing. Okay, and we have not milled a single one of their Zenith Flares yet. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boring content. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. They have 17 in their graveyard. We will go ahead and full cast this Exile of Dude. He could Zenith Flare us in response. We won't die, but we'll be pretty damn close. Yep. Here goes the first one. Hits like a Mack truck. And we're just not drawing lands. This is getting better and better all the time. I bet he feels pretty good about getting to shoot us with that Zenith Flare. Oh yeah, and the back half of Zenith Flare, you actually gain that much life as well, so they're at 34 life now. We're at the part of the game where we now have to mill them. That's how we have to win at this point. There's no way we're dealing 34 damage. Oh boy. I think we're dead. There's a really good chance we're just dead here. think we're dead. Yep, go and shoot us. Oh. Another one. Yeah, we're dead. Yeah, it looks like we're going to game 3, yep. Yeah, they cycle, and that'll do it. That'll do it. Good game. Yep. Ironcrag Pyromancer, every time they draw their second card for the turn, it deals 3 damage to anything, so they had us there. That's why we had to counter that card. Okay, so Runecrab coming back in. What goes back out? Didn't say please, probably. You know what, actually, we'll keep didn't say please. We will drop 1 of 1 mind. It wasn't super good when we drew it. That was honestly probably just my fault for getting a little jumpy on killing this dude. This is a decent hand, we'll keep. They mulliganed once. That's good news. They may mulligan again. Probably not, though. Look at their little fox down here with armor. You're a twat. Alright. Let's open up on our good friend, Thieves Guild Enforcer. Flourishing Fox. Okay. Oh, there's one down. Easy peasy. Never didn't have it. We are going to go ahead and shoot this fox. And smack him for 1. Okay. Yeah, 3 to go. Want to trade? He does not want to trade. But he does want to cycle a bunch of stuff. For sure, man. And this time we do trade. I want to play with your toys. Gimme your milk money. Thieves Guild Enforcer Tribal, let's go. I ain't even mad. 15 cards in the bin. You know what? Do we go ahead and buy Lurrus, go shields down for a turn, and just start reanimating things out of our bin? I don't think so. Seems silly. If he plays Improbable Alliance, we get dunked on, so we have to not let that happen. Got the whole guild here today, yeah! Freaking, you're not on the list! Get out of here. This fucking fox, man. in there. Get in there. Oh, they double block. So we say draw a card, right? We don't want to lose our, yeah, and he had no responses, so he's got like no cycling cards in hand either. Which means what, like removal spells? He does have cycling cards in hand. That's super weird. Normally there's like a catch, like our spell resolved super fast. There's normally a little bit of a catch. We're gonna have to let that one go. We can't afford to get like shot this time. Really, really want to draw Test of Talent. That's a Rune Crab. That's a Rune Crab. It's not Test of Talent. I would love to exile all of your Zenith players, please. I'll take all of your Zenith players, please. Crab just happy to be here. Yeah, that's true. Oh no. Alright, he hasn't drawn his 4th land. So we can't let this resolve. We just can't. Maybe he plays his 4th land now? He did draw the 4th land, and we drew a counterspell. Beautiful. We never didn't have it. This is not the time to gamble. We never didn't have it. We had it the entire time. 27 cards left in his deck. Valiant Rescuer, we have to let that go. Ooh, draw for free? Please? Thank you. Man. He's gonna get to make tokens. I really don't want to make this trade, but I can't let him just make a shit ton of tokens on my face. Oh, and I went shields down. I don't have double blue open right now, by the way. He did not cycle in response. This man is holding the Zenith Flare. There's like nothing else he could possibly be holding in his hand. Except Zenith Flares and land. And he goes for it. 17, unfortunately, we have to let it come through. And now he thinks we don't have any counterspell. So maybe this is a blessing in disguise. Okay. We buy the Lurrus. The crabs attack. For the Rubbins. We're probably just dead here. I mean... Zenith player again? Nah, dog. Nah, we had it all along. Chump. Watch though. Mythical Dispute. Yeah, he had it. He has us. We're dead. Ah. Oh well. Oh well. First game of Platinum 2. We get 8 by cycling. Good game. Good game. Good game. What did he have? That was 1, 2, 3, 4. That was all 4 of his Zenith Flares, by the way. So that was his last chance to kill us, and he had it. Good game, though. Sweet, sweet gold pieces. Okay, let's get back in here. Yeah, sometimes you get it, sometimes you get got. That's totally fair. It's totally fair. Honestly, cycling is one of the worst matchups for us, so the fact that we stole game one, I mean, that is just exactly what it was. We stole game one. And then games 2 and 3, honestly, I feel like game 2 I threw. Man, yeah, we for sure, we made off like a bandit, for sure. Game 2, I feel like I threw a little bit. I was too greedy with my removal spell. I should have just played it for the cheap and let him draw an extra card, but since I paid full price for it, I couldn't counter the Zenith Flare, even though there was a really good chance that he had the Zenith Flare. Alright, so he has mulliganed a lot. I believe that we lead on Merfolk Windrobber. This way we get to attack with him next turn, and we play Rune Crab into a land next turn. 2 green. Rune Crab into tapped land. Okay, they are green-black. Fabled Passage, we'll keep it. Hunt for specimens, plumb the forbidden. But I'm guessing that they actually don't have black mana yet. Well, there's their black mana. Look at that. They had it all along. Okay. Just continuing as planned. We have him to the 8-card threshold, so our end of the stories now only cost 4. Another green land. Spell costs 2 less to cast, destroy target permanent. So we have to let this resolve. He's gonna get to kill our crab, but we're gonna mill him in response. Get that little bit of extra value. Zagoth Titan. That thing looks fucking sick. And we just thought about it for a little bit before letting it resolve, so that way he thinks we have a counter spell. We totally don't. Totally don't. Oh, now we do. Okay. Turns out the lie was the truth all along. 11-10, don't worry about it. Yeah, nah, every time it attacks, he has to sacrifice a creature, so... If he has no other creatures on the board except itself, then it kills itself. And I've got tons of murder spells in this deck, so... I'm not that worried about it. This is a sacrifice deck. Oh, I say I'm not that worried about it, as he then plays one, and he's like, okay, bitch. Okay. We're just gonna draw 4 cards then. Sure, have your 11-10 demon. Pussy. Fucking let's go then. You wanna fight? Bring it. It's gonna shoot it. There's an argument there for waiting for him to play a creature and attack. But the problem with that is that he may have like a mana, like there's a single mana card that's green that gives a creature hexproof until end of turn. So it's much less risky to just go ahead and kill it while... Oh yeah, he's done. He's done. Just knife the big demon. Yeah, just ran up and said, give me your fucking purse. Fucking hand it here. Alright, so this is a sacrifice combo deck.
Bastion of Remembrance is a enchantment that anytime a creature he controls dies, he gains a life and I lose a life. This thing gives him a bunch of creature tokens. Plumb the Forbidden lets him sacrifice his own creatures to draw a shit ton of cards. I don't actually know what this is. Dina, gain life, each opponent loses a life. Well, that's disgusting. Okay. Pretty standard shit. So, we're gonna take out the Mystical Dispute because they're not playing blue, so it's really bad. Let's see, what else? Cling to Dusts feel like they might be good. I don't really know what he's gonna play against me. Looks like a bunch of low cost stuff mostly. Maybe, goodness gracious. I'm spending all this time sideboarding and have no idea. It's mostly just creatures. I guess I'm just gonna bring in more removal. And take out some Windrobbers. Only one in there. I guess that's it. Yeah, just knife the big demon. 11-10.
How much of that power do you have with no shins?
Oh, don't worry about it. Just draw a million land. It's not like our opponent's trying to fucking kill us or anything. No, that's really bad. Too many lands, you say? How's one? We'll keep it. You bastard, I'm in. And it's a tap land. Like, we're not even gonna get to play anything on turn 1. Drown in the Loch? Not with no lands. Not today. Holy shit, we're gonna die. There's an argument to have just held that until their turn to flash it in. Yeah, because now they get to use their mana on our turn to kill our creature. That was just bad play. I should have waited. That way he had to spend his mana on his turn, but now he gets to cast this thing. Okay, so this is technically a land. I'm going to take the turn off to play Rune Crab. I'll take the 3 damage to shock this in. And now it doesn't really matter. He doesn't have any mana up, so we can go ahead and cast it. There is still an argument to be made for holding it up, just in case he has sorcery speed removal. But I don't think that's the case. I mean, we didn't see any sorcery speed removal, just a whole bunch of instant speed stuff. And all I did was play a land. I wonder what that's like, playing lands. Seems good. Lands seem pretty tight. Okay. We will happily let you chump block. Are you going to sacrifice it? You going to sacrifice it for Plumb the Forbidden? Yeah, you are. Draw your cards, you whore. Yes, yes, yes. Yep, draw your cards. Yep, draw your cards. Yep. It's just fine. Well, in turn, we'll flash in a Soaring Thought-Thief at the end of their turn. Probably. Unless they give us a really good reason to not wait that long. Sideboard, which is not that reason. We'll go ahead and flash in the Soaring Thought-Thief. Let them mill some more. The reason I decided not to kill is, yeah, look at all that land. The reason I decided not to kill the Sedgemoor Witch this turn and instead to go ahead and cast my Soaring Thought-Thief is so I could attack as well. We're gonna have to come in on blue. It's usually a better idea to establish your board before going to kill the thing. Like in the opposite situation where I killed it and then waited till my turn to cast the Soaring Thought-Thief. Then my Soaring Thought-Thief doesn't get to attack that turn, or I'm waiting for an entire turn cycle for them to end their turn again to cast my Soaring Thought-Thief, and both of those situations are bad. So we're checking to see if they want to trade. They do. It costs us 3 life to target the Sedgemoor Witch with a murder spell. So letting them kill it themselves is fine. Okay, so they just cast this thing. Let me hide my deck list for a second. Tend the Pests. Sacrifice a creature, so they don't even get to kill our Enforcer. Create X green black pests. When they die, you gain a life, where X is the sacrificed creature's power. Sure, man. So you get 3 pests, and they dealt a little damage to me because their creature died. Okay, and we'll go ahead and throw our Merfolk out there. Oh, yeah, look, these guys are ugly as hell. Wait, that's for sure. Yeah. It's making pest tokens. Look at all their cool land. He's just gonna cast Plumb the Forbidden on me again. Sacrifice all his creatures, deal me a shit ton of damage, and draw a bunch of cards. That's the combo of their deck. Pretty much. Pass to blocks. We will block. And we'll block with this as well. Because we're gonna sacrifice it to draw a card. Or do we just let it die? Let's see if we can just kill it, actually. Yeah, draw more land. We're just gonna kill it, probably. No. Ugh. It is just better for us to draw a card. Okay, so now we're gonna flash in another Soaring Thought-Thief on the end of his turn, and then we're just gonna run. Dicks out. Try to just murder him, go on the murder plan. Got another land. Look at that, it's all coming together. Just like we drew it up. Alright. Next, combat. Get in there. You chumps. Fucking kill him. Kill him. X's and O's. Keep those pests away from me. So now we're representing lethal on board. He's gonna either have to not attack. What the hell is this thing? A demon? Daemogoth Woe Eater. At the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice a creature. When you sacrifice Daemogoth Woe Eater, each opponent discards a card, you draw a card, and you gain 2 life. Well, and it's a 7/6. Isn't that neat? Ooh. What is it? Plumb the Forbidden? Do it. You won't do it. Pussy. I'm so scared. Oh. He is just getting in here. Past the blocks. We'll take the 2. That's really a sign that he's going to sacrifice those anyway. So he casts Plumb the Forbidden here. Well, that's alright, because I'm going to draw some cards too. Yep. Ouch. Discard a card, sure. Oh, God. And just like we drew it up, Crippling Fear, but he's got 1, 2, 3, 7. Okay, so that's 10. We're going to lose 10 life for this little shenanigan we're about to pull. Oh, God. This is really bad. How many cards they got? 18? How do I win this? Woe Eater here to eat your woes, yeah. Yeah, really. Okay. I don't have to attack with both. Ah, if I don't though, I've already gone to combat. Let's get in there.
Oh man.
All right. He's on 11 cards left. We have to do this now. Rouge. Can we go full control? Missed the opportunity to mill him a little bit more with the crab, but that's fine. You know what? Resolve all. Ow. $24 life. Hunt for specimens. And now if that thing dies, we just lose. He's gonna play more. Yeah, I know. The sacrifice deck is disgusting. That's why I was talking about this Bastion of Remembrance. Like, that thing's bad news. Yep. They got us. They got us that time. Okie dokie. So, we probably want to go ahead and bring in the Mystical Disputes. Like, we didn't draw any land, like, at the beginning, so that makes it kind of hard to fight back against this sort of thing. But this Epic Downfall is probably bad. Let me take that out. Cling to Dusts. We can gain life off Cling to Dust. It's probably good enough reason to bring it in. What else? Disdainful Stroke. I don't think really does anything against them. Probably should have took it out last game. The Crippling Fears were fine. It did what it was supposed to do. He just already had the enchantment down, so... Okay. The Windrobbers go out. They probably do the least in the matchup. We get to go first this time. Hopefully we've got enough land to play and enough cards to play. We will go first. 3 lands, some good cards, we'll keep it. Actually, kind of a pseudo 4th land right here in the Agadeem's Awakening. But we will wait. Land ho, yeah. Duress. Goodbye, Crippling Fear, probably. Yep. That's actually just dandy. Your turn. I would have loved to have had a crab or 2 in my starting hand, but this was too good to not keep. It wasn't worth risking, you know, just mulligan and get a really shit hand. That's fine. Oh yeah, we're just gonna draw another one. Magic is easy when you draw what you want. Okay. Okay. And we get to add, oh, Necrotic Fumes. Okay. So they're worried about Lurrus. Or they're just worried about our second Thought-Thief in general. Okay. Probably go black. This guy's pissed. Literally, yeah. and attack me, that's fine. Pass the damage. I'd love to convince you to not play a Bastion of Remembrance. That is fine. Goodbye. Get our third Thought-Thief in there. And we get the counterspell. Okay. Things are starting to look up. We'll go ahead and buy Lurrus this turn. Get in there. 2 damage. Oh, they brought in Skyclave Shade. That's kind of bad for us. Skyclave Shade, every time they play a land, it gets the ability to be played again from the graveyard. So they can go ahead and cast it. They can kick it as well if they wanted. And it comes in bigger, but they didn't. And they play the Bastion of Remembrance. Come on. We have the counter spell, but it doesn't make it any less annoying. Right before we draw the Ruin Crab and we had to crack both our Fabled Passages. Isn't that just beautiful? That guy's an asset. Some Lurrus value in here while we can. End turn. Now hopefully they just kill Lurrus and they don't exile it. We will block. This creature was free anyway, off of Lurrus's ability. They probably weren't expecting us to block here, so they're considering sacrificing their creature. But if they sacrifice it to play one of their other cards, then our dude lives. So it looks like they decided it was more important to go ahead and kill our guy, and they're gonna exile the Lurrus. Unfortunate, but we got value off of her, so we can't be that upset about it. Okay, do we actually play the land here? Do we just hold it? I think we hold it. I thought about playing it just to get the little bit of extra mill, but it's probably worth more as just drawing another card. And since there's only one other card in my hand, I don't want to give them perfect information that we have nothing in our hand to interact with them. We'll set a couple of stops as well. Actually, we don't need to because the cyclability will hold priority. You can probably see how that's super annoying that they get to just recast this guy over and over again. We'll draw an extra card. We will draw 4 more cards. We're kind of gearing up for a long, super grindy ass game. This time we will go ahead and play the land to mill. We got our Cling to Dust, it's really important, so we can start exiling the people in their graveyard. No attacks. 33 cards left. Okay. We don't have counter mana up, so we can't even pretend to have a counter spell. Pass the blocks. We will trade. Do we trade the crab as well? Well, we don't really trade the crab, we just chump with the crab. I think we can take the damage and preserve the crab. So now if they play a land and it triggers the ability of the Skyclave Shade, we will stack on the trigger. Oh, okay, so they're gonna just sacrifice their person. Okay. Play the land. We will stack and exile one of them. You go away, which gives us 3 life also. So now they only get to cast it out of their graveyard, just the one. Okay. We will mill them a little bit more. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So we will go ahead. It's gonna seem a little bit funky that I'm using 2 spells to clear the board when I have one that kind of just does it all. You know what though? Is it really the end of the world if they... Maybe I just draw 4. Or just wipe their board. Oh man. Okay. Here's what we do. We will give them 1 extra card. And exile the Skyclave Shade. We're casting it on the cheap. So that way we can also cast the Crippling Fear and wipe their board. Now they may have like a sacrifice spell in their hand. But if they sacrifice their Shade in response, then they wouldn't have got to draw the card. And then we will Crippling Fear. If it's Plumb the Forbidden, that kind of sucks. It looks like it is because they're selecting their creatures out. Okay, that's fine. We're okay with them drawing all these cards because they didn't have their enchantment in play. Crab lived. We'll attack them with the crab ticket. Them drawing the cards, I mean, it's not a good thing that they got to draw all those cards, but... Oh god, and now they get our end of the story. That sucks a little bit. But it's okay. It is okay. We still have Cling to Dust. We can cast it a couple of times out of our graveyard. We still have Agadeem's Awakening to reanimate. At least our Soaring Thought-Thief, if we really need to. Another... what a tragedy. Okay, this is fine. We're not dead yet. As much as it feels rough. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and exile a card out of their graveyard and draw an extra card. Up there. Hopefully it's not a land. Give us something we can cast. Heartless Act, that's cute. Heartless Act doesn't kill creatures that have counters on them, and they kicked their creature, so it has 2 counters on it now. 7. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. No attacks. In turn. We'll block with the Rune Crab. Yeah, the Shade is rough. They have that out of their sideboard specifically for the matchup against us. Like that's for us. We block. Yep. Okay. Zagoth Woe Eater. Let's go ahead and draw another. No, we'll try to kill this Woe Eater. Don't really want to exile our Soaring Thought-Thieves to play the Cling to Dust again. Crippling Fear, like a champion. Okay. Is that worth it? I think it is. Oh. We get to name a creature type, and everything that is not that creature type gets -3/-3 until end of turn, so naturally, we're gonna sling some shade our opponent's way, and we're gonna declare coward. Coward! Oh, man. Just stop on there. Upkeep. In turn. That's the draw. Pass the main. If they play a land, we will Cling to Dust in response. We're not gonna let them just beat us up with this guy every turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we didn't have to exile our creatures. That's important because we can still Agadeem's Awakening and bring them back. Oh. He passed his turn after that. That's all he had. Okay. How many cards I got left? 18? Alright, we're gonna try to be ballsy. Yeah, coward! Okay. Jam our Thieves Guild Enforcer. So if he kills the Thieves Guild Enforcer this turn with removal, since he's not doing anything, he probably has removal. But it would be a mistake for him to kill it this turn because Agadeem's Awakening will bring it back. That was a misplay. He shouldn't have done that. He's like preventing us from attacking him, but at this point in the game, we're trying to mill him out. We don't care about his life total anymore. Another Cling to Dust. That's beautiful. Because we're gonna reanimate. Oh, we don't even have to do 3. Do 2. I forgot Lurrus isn't in the graveyard, so we don't have to try to reanimate Lurrus. So we get a 2-drop and a 1-drop. And because he killed it, we get to bring it back. And it's gonna trigger now twice. There's 2 rogues entering the battlefield, so he's gonna mill 4 more cards off of the already thinning deck. If he had just killed it in response to us casting the card on our turn, we would have been able to get back Crab. But you can only draw 1 land a turn, and I could play potentially any number of rogues in a turn, so yeah. He's had enough. Whoo! Pulled it out of the darkness, the infested depths. Good game. Damn 32, good game. Got him, yeah. Woohoo, got him! Got some rewards. Staggering Insight. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1, lifelink, and whenever it deals damage, draw a card. Oh, that's pretty good. I mean, we're not going to play that garbage, but it looks neat. We will open a pack in honor of our success. So we're going to buy a pack with some gold. What should I buy? Strixhaven, School for Mages. Kaldheim, which is like your Nordic, the realms. They've got their gods and their demons and raiders. Zendikar, where the land lives. M21. I'm not sure there's anything good in M21. Or Ikoria, land of behemoths. Big crazy monsters. What do you think, Scrivener? Or anyone else in chat, feel free to. Dealer's choice. There's good stuff in all these, man. These 4 at least. I've got a ton of Throne of Eldraine, and it's gonna cycle out before too long. So probably Ikoria, Zendikar, Kaldheim, or Strixhaven. We can even say just these front 3. Because I think that Ikoria is going to cycle out as well. Strixhaven? Alright, you got it. That's where the pests come out of. This is in honor of chat and our victory. Open it up. See what kind of cool shit we get. Ether Helix. Return permanent to its owner's hand. Return target permanent from your graveyard to your hand. That seems cool. It's sorcery speed though. It's unfortunate. And 5 mana. Probably unplayable. Curate. Look top 2 cards. Put any number in your graveyard, the rest back on top of your library in your order. Draw a card. That's pretty cool. Professor's Warning. You get a +1/+1 counter on a creature. Another creature gets indestructible. Neat. And what's our rare? Blot out the sky. We got a mythic! Create X tapped 2/1 white and black inkling creature tokens with flying. If X is 6 or more, destroy all non-creature, non-land permanents. Disgusting. Looks pretty cool though. That was a good pick there, Scrivener. Good pick. Okay. Well, I think that's all for now. We'll check out the stats on our cool MTG assistant. Where's that? Right here. So, our stats for the Baleful Art Rogues. Currently, we are at 61% win rate. And that's including the massive, string of losses I had not too long ago. 61% win rate. We spend most of our time on the draw, it seems. And pretty similar amount of time on the play. So opponent gets to go first most of the time, it seems. And we just really been wrapping up some games. Decklist is pretty clean. Alright, well, that's all I've got for today. I'm going to take a little break. And thanks for coming and hanging out. Anything over 50% is doing great, Scrivener, and that's something a lot of people don't really get in the ladder when you're trying to climb rank. Is as long as you're winning more than you're losing, you will eventually get to mythic rank. So, as long as you're winning more than you're losing, you'll get there. It might take all month, but you'll get there. And then next month you start off a little closer. So. Cool beans. Well, hey, thanks for coming out, hanging out, interacting in chat, and have a good one.